Welcome back to Age of Strife. Can we get... We're just going to do group initiative here because there's a lot of them and I don't want to keep track of 10 million rules.
I specifically went with a fast weapon so that we could take advantage of speed.
Which will be the case in most battles, but when we've got, 10 people on the board,
all right,
not so much. So, Stefan and Luther, you guys can enter at the end of the round, but will not join the fray until next round.
Okay. Also, Neil, can we get the drawing of the tavern? Because I just want to see what's happening.
So this round, as we're running towards the inn, I want to blow my horn.
Okay.
At every moment I blow my own horn.
All right, let me draw a quick outlay of the thing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if if all 8 of them can attack. If there's room in the chaos of a tavern.
How big is the tavern? It's 35 by 63.
Have you changed this onto a new page, Neil?
No, I have not yet. I'm drawing the tavern first.
All right, cool.
Now, is there like a wall of people in front of Bluebeard?
Yeah.
You gonna just cut your way through? Is that your plan? Or I think you were hoping that they would split, right?
Yeah. Tried to buy them out, offer 100 gold. Tell them I'll make them rich men.
Actually, that was a great plan, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, it was good.
Especially while there was people in the tavern.
I'm surprised nobody took me up on the 100 gold. I mean, that's like, what would the equivalent of that be in like modern days? What's the...
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Especially in Wadsworth when no one has money.
They offered you a chicken for 2 copper, so 100 gold's
Oh, if I had 2 copper on me, I would have taken that deal.
Yeah, that's a bargain. That's a lot of eggs.
Is that like 5,000 chickens? 50,000 chickens?
The biggest chicken farm of all time.
Okay. Sorry, this map is just taking a little while to draw since I didn't have it set up ahead of time. I should not have drawn it in yellow.
Sunshine yellow.
That's a nice color.
It's
Though.
a terrible color for her.
That hurts your eyes.
I think I can change the color though. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're gonna have the door. Let me just look at the map real quick, make sure we got the right thing up. This is the side door up top. The main door is right here.
And we see all the doors this time.
Well, maybe not. This looks like the kitchen area.
Is there a back door in the kitchen area?
I don't know. You're gonna have to find out the hard way. This is the bar. And we've got tables kind of scattered around.
By the way, in addition to blowing my horn, I'm gonna yell, "Surround the bar!" as loud as I can.
Nice.
Okay, so this is our makeup for the bar. The figures were sitting around. I guess these two tables should have been dragged together. These two tables are dragged together, so the figures are sitting around this section of the bar. That ping did not go off. This section of the bar. Nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. That's why it didn't go off. That section of the bar.
Okay.
So, someone roll a d10 for initiative.
Where are they positioned, by the way?
They're around this table, and they're just beginning to stand up at this. Well, no, they stood up at the start of the round, so they're spread out from the bar to the wall. But I need a d10 from somebody in the fray.
It's already been rolled.
Yeah, I rolled.
I'm sorry. What was it? What number did you roll?
It was a 9.
Oh, okay.
High is good, right, Neil?
No, high is terrible. You give your countdown, and as you get to 5, they spring into action. 3 of the 7 go kind of up alongside the bar. 2 of them come to the bottom side of the wall, and 2 of them come straight at you with their clubs in hand. The first 2 that are coming straight at you attack you from the front with 2 17s. Does that hit?
Holy shit.
Yes.
Okay. Don't you have chainmail and a shield, though?
We didn't put on armor.
I have my shield.
Oh, you didn't have your armor.
I didn't think we had time to do the armor.
Yeah, well, you would only have had to start in your armor. Yeah. They are using clubs, which in our
I do
modified...
have the shield, so 13 AC.
Right. With our modified weapon system, clubs do D4 each. So you take 4 points of damage.
I'm at -1.
Oh my god. Already? Alright. They come up and beat the shit out of you with these clubs. 2 of them from the south side then start coming towards Ginger. Ginger, you're readying your spear to throw at Bluebeard.
I am. I'm at AC 10 right now.
Then a 15 and a 12 will hit you.
Yeah.
They come up and hit you for 8 points of damage.
8?
The 8, 2 4s.
That takes me to 0.
All right, so you guys are beaten in the bar. At the very end of the round, Luther and Stefan approached from the north side.
And surround the bar.
Right, and then you guys come in from the top side of the bar.
Okay.
At the end of the round. You can clearly see the bar is emptied out, except for these men holding these clubs. And they look to you. You can see lying at their feet are Ginger and Tybarodite. I'm gonna get your name one day, Ty. I'm gonna get it.
Or he's gonna be dead. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we roll initiative for the next round?
Do you want to roll it or me?
You can roll. Are you going in aggressively? Is that
I'm
the
gonna
thing?
start chucking daggers at him.
Okay. Yeah.
1. You guys go first.
All right.
That's the thing with group initiative. They get all of them going at once. It's nuts.
I reach under my clothes, pull out some daggers, and just start chucking them.
All right, roll to hit. The closest person is like 30 feet from you.
Okay.
So that's short range.
Yeah, 15, 30, 45 is in yards, right?
Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, range in yards. Dagger is 5, 10, 15 yards. Oh, no, you've got throwing daggers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Make me a roll to hit.
Do I get my last 2 attacks at the end of the round, or do I get...
End of the round.
Okay.
So you're throwing at +0 to hit.
18.
You crit. Roll me double damage.
2d3, big damage. 4.
All right, your dagger lands square in the guy's, the side of his chest underneath his arm, which was raised at the moment, and he drops like a sack of potatoes.
Okay, and I yell, "Step away!"
Stefan?
All right, so I'm going to come around the bar, behind the bar. How many are close to the bar?
There are 3 close to the bar.
Can
Well,
you
no,
ping
2, because one of them just went down. Yeah. So there's the guy who I should change from bright yellow. There's the guy who just dropped, and then there is a person standing, and a person standing, and then there's 2 over by Ginger, and 2 over by Tyrobite, and then Bluebeard.
So those 2, I'm going to jump on top of the bar and have some swings with them.
Right.
Will I get a height advantage?
+1 to hit for high ground.
Okay, very good.
You can make your both attacks at the same time since you're dual wielding.
Yep. No.
4 is a miss. But a 22 is a double critical. Roll me 3d6 plus 2 for damage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. You plunge your sword through his neck down into his torso, and it's just... I mean, if you watch a lot of samurai films, you'll understand the blood spray effect as you pull it out. And the guy collapses to the ground in a heap.
Step away from my brother and sister, and I'm then going to... can I take cover behind the bar?
Sure. Bluebeard gives a whistle and exits through the back door. His men scatter, some of them going through the front door, some of them following him through the back door.
I'm guessing I don't get an attack of opportunity then against the other one.
No, they're across the bar from you. Yeah. So these 2,
I get my last 2 attacks.
They all move before you.
They all get out.
Yeah. Well, because it's not very far.
Okay.
So on their turn, as you're fumbling for your next dagger, those 2 near the front door scatter through the front.
Fumbling with my 1 initiative.
The 3 with the we're standing nearer to the bar, and Bluebeard head through the kitchen. What's your name? Stefan, you see kind of from where your position is back in this corner, there's the bartender who's like ducked behind and underneath the bar. And Tyrobite, you take a point of bleeding damage this round.
Yeah, can I sprint to Ty instead of throwing my daggers? Do I get like a half move or something?
Yeah, you can get to him, but you can't start binding wounds until next round.
Okay.
So next round, are you guys pursuing? Both of your siblings are down.
I'm gonna bind.
I'm at 0. I don't bleed at 0, right?
You don't bleed at 0, but they don't see that. They just see that you're unconscious on the ground.
Good.
Yeah, I run to Ty.
Okay, he's clearly got a head wound and leaking blood across the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna try to bind his wounds. Do I get a bonus for having a medical kit?
Do you have a healing proficiency?
No.
Okay, so just make an int check. The med kit will like stitch things up, but it doesn't give you a bonus to stopping the bleeding initially.
I thought you did have healing.
Beautiful.
17 in.
I have healing.
And herbalism.
All right.
Right.
You patch up Tyrobite. He no longer takes any more bleeding damage. Stefan?
I'm going to grab Ty's horn and head out the door and just see which way they go. The same way that Bluebeard went.
Okay. So you head out the door towards, head through the kitchen. Sure enough, there's a kitchen door that leads out to the street. And let's flip back to the other map. All right. You step out and you can see the group of them. Well, you can really only see their backs, and they are kind of splitting up. Someone is heading down this alleyway. Someone's heading up this road. And they're kind of just scattering like cockroaches when you turn on the lights.
If they're scattering, then that's good for me. I'm gonna. What are their numbers in the scatter?
It looks like 2 go down this way and 2 go up this way.
All right, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go and take the 2 heading down to the brothel. I'm gonna just take the through. Can I get behind the buildings.
What do you mean behind the buildings?
Hang on, let me see if I can work out how to draw something. So head this way.
Ah. Yeah, you can go down between those buildings. The ground is uneven and there's usually stuff around. It's not as clear of a shot, but you can squeeze between them.
All right. So my intention is to get there and try and jump him from behind.
All right. So you make it down the alleyway.
So probably go this way.
All right. So you pop out around here when they're just a little bit in front of you, and you see them running past the brothel. They are not going into it.
Okay. Can I reach them in one round?
You guys are all running at the same time, so they are. You can't reach them.
Okay. All right. In that case, I shall follow to just go along the left side then, and just try and follow them from behind and see which way they're going.
All right. You make it out to the main drag. One of them has glanced over their shoulder, and you can hear him cursing loudly. They get to this intersection, and they split, one going each direction.
All right, in that case, I shall, if I see them do that, I'm going to again cut this way and come through to here.
Okay. All right, so you are hot on the heels of the guy pursuing. In the meantime, let's flip back inside the bar. Luther, you've tended to Tiberodite's wounds. He's no longer bleeding. You've taken a look at Ginger. She is simply unconscious, which is really not a great thing to be knocked out. You know, that's concussion level stuff right there, but thankfully we don't have to deal with that in this system. The innkeep eventually peeks her head out from behind the bar and looks around, seeing the blood spilled everywhere.
I say pretty loudly, "You stay here." And I go to the guy who I hit with my dagger, and I bind his wounds.
Okay. You can retrieve your dagger. You bind his wounds. He looks like he was not too seriously injured, enough to bring him down, but not enough to threaten his life. But you patch him up as well. All right, so back out in the street. Stefan, you are hot on this guy's heels. You've been catching up just a little bit each time you make an alley cut. But he's still, half a round ahead of you. He looks back over his shoulder, and you can hear him cursing loudly that he's being still pursued.
If I cut through here, would I have gained time on him?
A little bit. It's kind of an awkward area, but that brought you from a full round behind him to a half round behind him.
All right, in that case, can I... I'm just going to run him down then, if I can.
Okay. I want you to give me an opposed strength check against him. We'll just, whoever wins is the one who eventually outruns the other.
It ain't me.
No, it's not you. Eventually, you tire before him. He just keeps going, and you lose him in the city streets. Over here. He doesn't quite get to he cuts before he gets to the gate. So he comes down here near the northern market and then cuts up and over, and you start losing him, and then you get to the main street over here and you lose sight of him before he hits the street, and once you pop out onto the street, you can't see.
Actually, when we get to here, I'll disengage because my guy's pretty lazy. And then I'll head back to the swamp push from there.
All right.
Keeping an eye out just in case any of them double back on me.
All right. So the whole party is gathered back at the swamp wash. Half of them are unconscious. Can I be doing things
while he's chasing?
Sure. What would you like to do?
I asked the innkeeper for the keys to the doors.
She looks at you uncomfortably, starts fishing around for them, and goes, "This is highly irregular. But what's the meaning of all this? You can't just."
Do you know who I am?
But I have rights, Not
anymore.
Right. You get her keys.
I take the keys and I lock the doors. and then I come back and tie the innkeeper to a chair.
Oh my. Do you have any rope?
Yeah, I have 50 feet of silk rope.
That you carried with you when you ran through the streets?
Yeah, I have it in my backpack.
Okay, so you just had your whole pack with you.
Yeah.
All right. You tie the innkeeper to the chair.
Okay. And once I've done that, I leave and lock the door, and I walk over to the brew house.
All right. Keep going.
Okay. And is it like a commercial establishment, or is it like a factory kind of thing?
It's more of a factory sort of thing.
Okay, so I just knock on the door.
Okay.
Right, just open it.
Eventually you see your father-in-law answering the door. Oh! Why, Lord Luther, what a pleasant surprise.
Yes, hello, Father. We're having a bit of trouble right now. Do you have anywhere I can bring my brother and sister in? Any beds?
Of course.
They're injured, so I'll be carrying them in.
Oh, I see. Please. He shows you to the family's quarters here at the brew house.
Okay, so I see them and I say, thank you, I'll bring them in a second. And I leave, go back to the swamp wash, and I pick one of them up.
Sure, this is about the time that Stefan comes back in as you're picking these guys up.
Okay.
They split, brother. I lost them. Most of them went west.
Yes, that's what I expected. Good job figuring out where they went.
What do we do with these?
Help me take Ty and Ginger to some beds in the brew house.
Very good. And then afterwards, we head west?
I think we should wait for them to wake up. Also, I kind of tilt my head over to the to the barkeep tied to a chair.
Now is not the time for this, brother.
We have some questions for her.
Oh. Yeah,
and I also point to the guy whose wounds I binded, and I say we have questions for him too.
Oh, excellent. Okay, let's do as you suggest, then, brother.
Okay. So I guess we carry Ty and Ginger into the brew house.
All right. So everyone's in the brew house. Ty and Ginger are in their beds. Ginger's gonna wake up in a few minutes. What about the innkeeper? Do you leave her tied to the chair, or do you bring her here as well?
No, once we get them to their beds, I thank my father-in-law and I say, when they wake up, tell them that we're in the swamp wash.
Okay, cool. So now it's the two of you and the innkeeper, who is still tied to a chair.
And the knocked out guy just laying on the ground.
Okay, right. As you guys arrive, the door opens behind you, and a set of people.
I'd have locked the door if I was inside.
Oh, that's right. You locked the doors. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
If there's a closed sign, I'll try and put it out there.
Sure. There is a closed sign.
Okay. So I guess I get a chair and sit down in front of the innkeeper.
She looks pretty nervous, as I'm sure you can imagine.
There's no reason to be nervous. I just tied you here for some questions. Had to make sure you wouldn't leave.
Uh-huh.
Now, what do you know about those men?
They're patrons at my establishment. I don't have any business dealings with them other than serving them drinks and taking their coins.
You haven't overheard them talking about anything?
It's the sort of place where one doesn't speak too loudly. It's not a lot of overhearing going around.
This would go better for you if you did hear something.
I think that's why they generally try not to let people hear things.
Yes, I understand.
I'd imagine that you're a smart proprietor. I'm quite sure you keep your nose to the ground, especially where your business interests are at stake. is perhaps there is something you have gleaned from them. How long have they been patrons of yours?
A while, I guess.
How long is a while? Like a year, 2 years? Do they operate in this area?
I don't know. They've been coming through here long as I can remember. I guess people come through all the time. I'm sure they're regulars. I think they live in town.
They've been coming here as long as you remember, and you know nothing about them.
That doesn't seem like a smart proprietor. Perhaps the sheriff would be. I hear he enjoys this sort of a situation.
Oh no, I tell you whatever I can, but
these people are criminals.
That does not. I don't doubt that.
More so.
You understand who we are.
Yes, my lord.
And more so, the one with the blue beard is wanted for warlockery, magic. We can't have that in this town, as you can understand.
Witches ought to be burned at the stake, my lord.
Yes, and yet you have been certainly not being forthcoming with anything you know about them, despite the fact that they are a scourge on society.
Now, if I were to be listening in on people's conversations, I don't think I would have much of a business left here. This part of times are hard, you know. You just gotta do what you can to make a copper, and that's how I make mine, is by not asking questions and by not listening to things.
All right, instead of telling us what you can't tell us, keep on talking about what you can tell us then, as this blue-bearded man is a warlock.
Well, I ain't never seen him operate no sorcery before, nor any of his ilk, but she looks around nervously. Absolutely no one in the bar. The doors are clearly locked. And she's trying to find some time to figure out what to say. I bet they're trying to leave town now. You know, if you could get to the gates, you could shut the gates before they got anywhere.
That's wishful thinking.
Okay, well...
You're staying tied to this chair until you tell us something useful. The doors are locked. No one's coming.
Or we hand you to the sheriff.
Yes, I think I should go get him now, actually.
Brother, allow me. If
Okay. You can go. I'll stay here.
He shifts uncomfortably. You know, the man with the blue beard didn't always have one. I don't know his name, but he
You never heard anyone say his name?
I try not to listen, but he recently dyed his beard. He started showing up maybe a month ago with it dyed and forked like that. Up until then, it was just regular like.
Regular like as in what color?
Brown, like his hair.
Okay.
Well, he's often here with a girl.
Who would this girl be?
Again, I hear no evil, speak no evil. You know, I don't know their names, but.
Well, how about from now on you start hearing evil? Just in case.
And perhaps start with a description and just allow that description to lubricate your tongue.
You know,
and hopefully we'll follow from that.
If I heard anything and said anything, I'd be dead by morning.
Only if it's discovered. Nothing will trace back to you. We'll make sure of that. And you're not in a bargaining position right at this point. If you get to the sheriff's, then you'll still be in that same issue because everyone will assume that you spoke up.
Yes, I don't think they will be thinking very highly of you, considering that they know that we have you in custody.
And once you're a rat, then your business is, your livelihood and your life is really at stake here. You know, if you refuse to say anything now, the choice is yours.
Why don't you both make me charisma checks against her willpower?
There we go.
It was a 16 and a 30. Let's take a look at what her willpower is. No, she beats both of those rolls. She doesn't give anything up. She keeps her mouth shut.
Neil, does she have any disadvantages considering the situation and logic of the argument?
And the fact that she saw me take a dude down with a dagger. And he like exploded somebody over the bar. The bar's like splattered with blood.
The bar is splattered with blood, but this is her environment that she lives in. You guys might be doing a good job of intimidating her, but she lives in a dangerous area, so
all right.
She holds fast.
Brother, can you prepare her? Perhaps I'll take her to the sheriff at the same time, if whatever you wish.
We should go speak to the sheriff about this.
Okay. All right.
One of us should wait here.
Ginger, you wake up around now.
Hey, I'm in the brewer's house.
Right. You see your brother's father-in-law standing over Jonathan, cleaning his or I guess kneeling next to Jonathan in a bed, cleaning his wounds. You're in the same bed, just adjacent to him.
I'll wake up and be like, what happened?
Oh, Lady Thorne, your brother brought you in. You have been beaten over the head, it seems.
I look around for my weapon, see it's not here, get to my feet.
You fall back down immediately.
And say, what happened? Where did the wizard, the witch?
I don't rightly know anything, miss, but you should lay down for a while. You took quite a blow to the back of your head. You're gonna need a rest for a while. Don't worry, your brothers are okay, and looks like Ty here, he'll be fine too. Just take it easy. Here, he hands you a big frothing mug of ale.
I'll take a sip and fall backwards down and say to him, "Fetch my kit from my house, medical," and I'll just pass out.
So, Luther and Stefan.
Okay, so binding up the innkeeper and saying, if the sheriff finds out that you've been colluding with a warlock, as well, we're about to tell him, and it's your word against us, then, well, you know what the penalty is for that. So this should be, well, at least we'll get something out of this. Come on.
She keeps her mouth shut in a grim grimace.
Maybe.
It's obviously worth her life. All right, very well.
Maybe we should keep her here for a little while and wait for Ty to wake up.
I'm sure he'd enjoy that, but I hear that the sheriff's brother is also one that likes playing with small animals.
Yes.
I'm sure she'll enjoy something a little bit more fatter. We need to keep this moving, brother.
Yes, we need to go talk to the sheriff immediately about these.
And every moment we wait, the less chance we have of re-picking up the trails. So I shall follow your lead, but yes, if you bind her, I'll take her down.
One of us needs to keep these two in custody.
The innkeeper's going down to the sheriff. In my mind, the sheriff is the best person to deal with her now, because she's made her choice. The consequences are, well, her choice. We hold nothing more. We hold nothing by keeping you here, brother. What's the point of keeping?
Should get the sheriff and bring him here.
I'd like to see her behind bars. Why do you want to keep her here? Tell me that then.
Oh, I just worry about the people here seeing us parading the innkeeper through the streets.
That is the point, brother. We have made a threat. We need to carry it out.
Bringing the sheriff here is quite the threat indeed.
Yes, but having her in the cell and the lock and key, she made her choice.
The sheriff can take her to the cell.
Would you go back on your words? No, fine. Have it your way, then. I don't care. And then I'll head off down to the sheriff's.
Okay. You find Bruce, the sheriff, hanging out in his little sheriff station. He's currently being interrogating a couple of civilians. He's got them kind of up against a wall. He's glowering at them and in low tones asking them what they know about these assassins, is what he's calling them.
Sheriff, have you had any luck locating Bluebeard and his gang?
No, my lord.
Okay, well, we did manage to pick up the chase, and we managed to locate the gang at the Swamp Wash, a disgusting little den. But from there, a fight broke out, and but we were outnumbered, and they ran to the west of the Swamp Wash. In the meantime, we have taken the innkeeper, who appears to be colluding with the Bluebeard gang, who, as a warlock who has blinded my father, is obviously the penalty for that. So we are holding her in custody, waiting for you to take her. We also have one of the members of the gang as well, unconscious.
The sheriff goes over to his table, picks up his sword. He's already got his chainmail on, and starts to walk out of the room, leaving the poor peasant, or the poor civilians, I should say, kind of backed up against a wall, not sure what's going on.
As I walk out behind him, I'll just turn to the peasants. Well, today is your lucky day. Enjoy yourselves.
Right.
While he's gone, I'm just going to be, I'm going to do a thorough search of the bar. Look for anything related to the gang, as well as any valuables that may be around.
Each of the two gang members had some money on them. The first one had 7 silver and 8 copper. Okay. The second had 5 silver and 25 copper.
Okay.
The tavern has a lockbox, which is left open. No, I'm sorry. It has been shut and locked by the innkeeper when she took cover from the battle.
I do still have the keys.
Yes, you have her keys.
Okay.
And then there's, the other valuable things you'd see in a tavern: liquor, booze, that sort of stuff.
I think I'll just open the lockbox. All
right. It is filled with coppers and silvers.
Okay.
And then, as you dig around through it a little bit, you see a neat stack of gold coins kind of buried underneath all the copper and silver.
I just pour everything into my backpack.
Okay. Please add 12 gold, 60 silver, and 120 copper.
All right. Nice.
Okay. The innkeeper hears you going through her change and vocally complains, "Hey, that's mine! That's theft! Can't get away with this! I'll tell the sheriff!"
You'll be in jail. And who would he believe? Actually, what would it even matter?
Low down, dirty rat!
I'll give it back if you give some information I like.
Go to hell, slimeball.
Well, too bad.
Okay. Eventually, the sheriff and Stefan arrive.
I'll knock on the door and...
Right.
Brother?
I open it up, let them in.
Okay. You're all standing there.
As you can see, Sheriff, we have managed to apprehend the one colluding with the Warlock and one of his minions. I'll leave him in your hands.
Okay. Sheriff cracks his neck around a little bit and goes, so, this here's the minion. This here's definitely a dead one.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Been a long time, Belle. What sort of trouble have you gotten yourself into today? The woman speaks up, going, Sheriff, I want it on record that man... She says, like, jerking her head towards Luther. That man over there, he stole all the money from behind the bar. You can look, there's a strong box back there that's been opened and emptied. Came in here, tied me up, killed my patrons, and stole my money. If this isn't a shakedown, I don't know what it is.
I believe it was the Bluebeard who took your money.
Sheriff kind of grunts. Gives you a wary look. Comes over to the woman and says, well, now, Belle, you can make all the accusations you want, but we got a more serious problem on our hand here. You see, a witch, or warlock more accurately, was spotted in town earlier today. And, I've got my men looking around for firewood. It's been a while since we've had a good burning. And, we would very much like to find this man. Now, Lord Stefan over here says that you know something about him. And I would very much like to know what it is that you know. She shakes her head, saying, a blue-bearded man comes in here sometimes with his men, but I don't know them. I don't talk to them. I don't know their business. You know how we operate here. We don't ask, don't tell sort of policy. Well, that's not really going to be all that useful for us here. You see, the normal rabble, one thing, but witchcraft, different sort of crime. It's a sort of crime that we don't leave a stone unturned to solve. So, if you're not willing to cooperate, we might have to make a public demonstration to drive the witch out of town. A reminder, then, of what happens to warlocks that come here. If we can't catch him ourselves, we just drive him out by burning his closest associates at the stake. And I'm sure this poor gentleman here, he says, pointing to the unconscious guy on the floor, would appreciate some company at the stake. Don't you think? It might be nice to go out with a person, especially such a lovely woman such as yourself, he says, giving her an uncomfortable smile.
Well, I don't know about you, Bill, but I certainly agree with you, Sheriff. I think that's a stellar plan. Dying together, burning the screens coming out as you burn away, that's it's poetic.
She keeps her mouth shut. Kind of shakes her head. The sheriff says, all right, well, why don't you let me take her back to my place and we'll see what I can rattle out of her. And if not, well, I think we'll probably be able to drive this guy out of town without it. Just by, setting these guys on fire. That should keep any witches at bay for a while.
Well, we would like to have a little bit of time with the other one. And I point at him laying on the ground to see if he knows anything first, but then you can have him.
All right.
And I also, I say, thank you for your help, Sheriff, and I hand him a couple gold.
All right. He takes it readily. I think between the three of you, you managed to march Belle back to the sheriff's station and drag the unconscious guy, or maybe carrying him between the two of you. Do you drag him, or do you carry him?
Drag him.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna let those two handle it for a second and head into the brew house and thank my father-in-law again and let him know that those two should just come back to the estate when they're ready.
Sure. He has arranged for someone to go get Ginger's medical kit from her house. One of his children or grandchildren's off doing that right now.
Sorry, Neil, is there a, I know it's a crap tavern, is there a nice bottle of wine or something like that?
In the Swamp Wash?
Yeah. Is
There's
there
definitely
anything which
wine.
is
I don't know if it's nice.
Yeah. Okay, so there is nothing, there is no top shelf hidden behind the bar or anything like that?
Give me a perception check. You have both your eyes.
Yeah, I can see doors now. This character is twice as big as the last one. Actually, that's not true. Rest in peace, Torrin.
Rest in pieces?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You do find kind of underneath the bar, there's a small shelf that is kind of hidden from view unless you squat down, and there's some very nice stacks of liquor.
All right. There. I'm gonna just grab 3 or so, and then grab the other guy by the hand in full view of the sheriff.
If I see him doing this, you have a appraisal, right?
Yes, I do.
I'll just ask. Those don't happen to be worth too much, do they?
No, they do. I'm sure they're going to taste very good. And next time I have one of my floozies, it should make the night a little bit better. Neil, how much are they worth in total?
Question. I would say each one is worth maybe 2 gold.
Yeah, so about 2 gold each, more than these peasants can take, so they won't be needing it.
Indeed.
So you guys drag the unconscious criminal through the streets while the sheriff marches Belle, still tied up, through the streets as well. You attract a lot of attention this evening. People stand out of your way, and you can be guaranteed that this will be the talk of the town for the next week.
Yeah.
But it is evening, and by the time everything gets settled and done and these people get thrown in the appropriate cells, Ty and Ginger have been brought back on stretchers to your family's house, which makes the 3 people having been taken to your house in stretchers today.
Yeah, not too good. Before we left the sheriff, I'd have asked if he thought there was any way they could have escaped the town.
I'll question my men, see if any of them have seen a man by that description heading through the gates.
Thank you. If they're still here, we'd like to capture them if possible.
You're awfully brave, running into combat with a warlock.
Yes, well...
Not afraid of being turned into a newt?
He harmed our father, and it was just something that had to be done.
It's a rare sort of loyalty.
Yeah, I just wanted a good fight.
That's a...
A fair fight. Fair fight with a bunch of peasants, you know?
Dark magic-wielding peasants are one thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so...
We're still alive.
I think that's probably it for the day. Your father's relatively badly set up and not in a good speaking condition. Ty and Ginger are both out of it. Ginger can kind of come in and out of consciousness throughout the rest of the day, but
if I am conscious enough, can I start work on healing up my wounds, Ty's wounds, and father's wounds? He's been beaten up a bit.
No, you're at 0, so you can pretty much talk occasionally, sit up sometimes, and pass out. You're gonna be pretty much useless until the next day.
Can I help at all with my herbalism?
Not really. Herbalism doesn't have much to do with the realm of healing without a healing proficiency.
Okay, well, once Ginger wakes up, I'll consult with her, and then maybe we can start helping out.
So why don't we take our second break, and when we come back, it'll be the next day, or if you guys want, another day after that, so Ty can be up too. We'll see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.